the texts that you work with are going to ask you to have with the patient laying down. The only problem with the patient laying down is it kind of affects your back quite a bit. I used to make you all do this, and I stopped doing it just because of the back. Do me a favor. Can you lay down here? Yeah, you. It's just a show. Gravity already taken effect, because that's the #1 problem with this cast, is it wants to slide right down. Everyone's leg is bigger up top and smaller in the bottom. So the cast will just slide right down. This is cast is another one of those casts that gets changed quite often. There's so many different tricks to this cast as well, as to things that you can do to try to keep it up. What I'm going to have you do is hike this thing up like a nylon.
How big sleeves do they make?
What's that?
How big do they make those? Like for
You can get that up to 12 inches.
12 inches?
Mhm.
Instruction
Normally 8. I don't know if we even carry 12 inches in the clinic. Way up there.
Oh.
Yep. You can put it over top of your shorts. Getting tight?
Yeah.
It'll stir. Okay, let go.
Oh.
Yes, there you go. Nope, but there. There you go.
It's really cute. It's alright. Good luck.
Yeah.
So with them standing, it's a lot easier to make sure that they have that 5 degrees. She actually does it on her own than if it was on a leg stand. You see what I'm saying? She'd be locked out in extension. And here she just holds it for you. And plus, I'm fighting gravity already. Some of the main factors with this cast that cause it to slide down is the weight of the cast, right? If it weighs more, it's going to slide down quicker. So, and then also the amount of padding that you put in. So this cast will get very little padding. 50% overlap all the way up, and that's it. Besides the proximal and distal borders, I'll give them a little extra and maybe a little over the patella.
Do you put a little more padding around the malleoli?
Around the malleoli. Oh yeah, you'll see. You'll see here in a second. I do. So this is going to be my proximal border. I'll hit it a few times, angling towards the greater troch. I hit one layer over top of the patella. So that's pretty much it as far as padding goes. The rest of my padding, remember, it's 4 finger breadths above the medial lateral malleoli. So below that, I actually put a whole roll of 2-inch.
Does that kind of help it stop sliding down?
No, this is anticipating it sliding down. Giant buttress is really what that is. Now my fiberglass is rolled on top of this, right? From there on up. So when it slides down, you have this much padding that stops that fiberglass from digging in to the top part of their foot or the back of their heel. There's other tricks to the trade as well. You can take, which I've done successfully, some Cy-Foam. What do we do with it? Did I tell you to throw it over there? I've taken Cy-Foam. I've cut my stockinette. I cut my stockinette from here down. And then I actually take Cy-Foam and wrap it around, sticky side away from the patient. Okay? The Cy-Foam kind of grips her pretty well. That's another trick that you can do. So I would take two layers of this, kind of stick them together, and I would pull on it nice and snug, because you could see, if you guys try this out, that Sifoam really grips the skin. Here's the problem. I've seen it with this cast, and I've seen it with this, doing it with this. I put this on, I put the fiberglass over the top, this stays, and the fiberglass cast slid right off of it. Pretty amazing stuff, you know. I've also seen it to where it slides down as well. Once I saw that, I stopped using this so much. I go to this, I go ahead and let it slip down. I put a giant, put one of these. Call it a donut. Once the cast is all done, and they're getting ready to walk out the door, I'll put this on, and this will also act as a buttress and help keep the cast up. Got it? Hey. Whoops, there it is. No splints in this cast. Woo, not even plaster. In fiberglass, I will do this cast in 2 4-inch rolls. That is it. Why? Wait. You want this cast light. This is the cast to practice your tuck and roll. Because this cast is thin, you can break it pretty easily. See, I started way above that little buttress. You guys are all just dying to do this tuck and roll stuff, I can tell. Now, do I think that's strong enough to hold her? In real life, this would be fiberglass and I would be done. But because this is plaster, and I want to make sure it doesn't break because I don't want to get it half, I'll put a little bit more just around the knee itself.
What other issues do you commonly see with?
This cast slides down. That's the issue I see. I have seen perineal nerve palsies. If your molds are off, this next one is your supracondylar molds above the femoral condyles. These molds are to catch the knee before the cast slides completely or slides down. So I'm coming in here, I can feel her condyles right here, and I'm real aggressive. Now this is where the back would kill you if you had her up on the table, because you'd be holding these molds and lifting her up a little bit.
Are you doing that with your palm?
All palm. Some people take the fingers and flatten out in the back. and we wait. Patellofractures, that's probably the big one. Remember, tibial plateaus now we normally do in, we normally use range of motion braces and get them moving a little bit.
Telefractures usually always impact.
Direct impact is probably the number one way. And if it's displaced, we operate on it. Then we're done operating, put them in one of these. Or they can get like a range of motion brace locked in extension. Tibial eminence fractures too. They can also get a cylinder cast. Now that one there will be locked in extension. You'll force them into extension as much as you can get. They won't want to. They'll fight you. I'll be pushing, shaking. They'll be screaming as you're trying to get extension.
How do they deal with sutures and all that with a cast after surgery?
It's not a problem at all.
Just leave it in there the whole time?
Well, 2 weeks they take the stitches out.
Okay. Just recast them?
Or get them moving a little bit. Any questions? Cylinder cast? Almost always locked or 5 degrees short of extension. Almost always. See how aggressive that mold is?
Oh, wow.
Don't move. Breathe though. Short leg cast, toe plate, cylinder cast. The next cast is going to be the long leg cast, which is going to be right in between. You can kind of make one or the other. Got it? So if somebody came in with a ankle fracture, we would put them in a short leg cast. Say it was bad enough where they wanted a long leg, we would do a short leg first, then extend it up to the long leg. Or if they came in with a mid-shaft tibia, we'd put them in a cylinder and then add the foot. So a lot of times the long leg cast is either going to be the cylinder first or the short leg first. And we'll show you how to do that on Thursday. Go ahead, get busy.